We got more clips from Minicamp, and today we're going to be looking at the Washington Commanders and getting another look at Jayden Daniels. We got more clips from the latest practice. We're going to go over those today. But before we do, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're going hard in the paint, looking at those rookies every single day from rookie camp to OTAs, minicamp to training camp, and your favorite veterans as well. Click that button. Stop missing out what your favorite players are doing at practice, behind the scenes. But today we're looking at Jayden Daniels. So we got his most recent clips here, but we're also going to look at all the clips from rookie camp to OTAs to minicamp to everything in between. We're going to look at all those. Yesterday's practice, what's recently happened, all week long, and prior to that. About 8 minutes of clips. So if you have not been paying attention, you struck gold here. I probably have all of them, if not most of them, on the internet. So here we go. It's Jayden Daniels. These are fresh. These are new. I think the first 30 seconds or so are from yesterday. And then the clips after that was from the day before that and the day before that. Going in order from most recent to oldest. There's him getting the ball out. He's got a pretty deep ball. Getting it downfield. Stepping it out. It just comes out of his hands effortlessly. Here we go again. He's smiling. He's smiling. So he's chill back there. That's a good thing. Ball gets out quick. That's one thing I've noticed or noted throughout this camp process, that he gets the ball out quick. I'm going to start calling it OTAs minicamp because it's all like compounded together. I'm just going to call it Camp 1 and Training Camp or whatever. Just call it camp. It's all the same. Ball gets out. Training Camp's more intense. So it's between him and Marcus Mariota from our red, and it is a close matchup, a close quarterback battle right now. They're not going to name anybody just yet from what I read. That makes sense. The fact that they're not giving it to the veteran is an indicator that Daniels is doing pretty good to keep it competition. I like that. Him and Sam Hartman. From what I've read or what I've seen, Sam Hartman's been looking good. They got a lot of good competition here at camp. I think overall, you're going to see Jayden Daniels behind center sooner than later. Looking good on the feet. They may use Mariota as a buffer, but it's going to be the Daniels show sooner than later. Ball comes out good. He's got a pretty deep ball. I mean, you should be if you're a first-round pick, but it's effortlessly. It comes out on the laser, too. And it's noticeable because we're looking at these quarterbacks every day, and the ball comes out a lot easier for him compared to some of the others. Like, there's these little traits that each quarterback has that's different. You notice them through the drills, which you didn't think you would notice it, but you notice it on tape too. But I do this every day. This is my third time this week covering Jayden Daniels. They've been doing a good job getting clips out on him. The media coverage has been doing good, getting at practice. Channel 7 has been dropping some footage on him. Him and Sam Hartman. They've been playing around too and stuff. They're pretty jovial at practice. If you ever seen Sam Hartman lately with his helmet off, he looks like a heartthrob. He looks like the NFL's Fabio. Don't let your girlfriend watch if he's starting ever. But Jayden Daniels, though, pretty ball, getting it out. It's camp. It's against air. Everyone's going to say that. I get one of those comments in every clip. Feel free to be the first one to say it. I think everybody knows that. And understands it. People love their team, and people love their rookies. People love their players, and they want to see what they're doing. This is an indicator that people love football all year round, and they can't get enough of it. That's more of that. And you want to see how it looks. You want to see how their players look like in the Commanders helmet or their team's helmet. They want to see what they're doing. They want to see the facilities. They want to see what practice looks like at the NFL. There's a lot of other things. Not just him. Sometimes we notice stuff from what the coaches are doing or how they do different practices. Like the Steelers do things different. All these teams do things different. I get it. Everything looks the same pretty much because it is. It's practice. You're drilling things. We're getting the ball out. We're letting it go into the nets. I think we had this one earlier, but some guy had it on his thing zoomed in, so I just made sure I had it. I think now we're pushing towards rookie camp. I'll say this. Ooh, that ball got out there quick and on a rope. That ball got out there quick and on a rope. And again, downfield. What I like about him, he's kind of got... I'm not making any comparisons, but he kind of has that C.J. Stroud effect where, like, no one's calling him bad, but no one's really pushing for him either. And he's accurate downfield. So if they can allow him to be aggressive and allow him to play towards his strengths early, and he's tapping into that potential early, you might have something here. But I like that the ball comes out quick. It's accurate downfield. It's like what we saw at LSU. Him and Hartman. You're going to see a lot of Hartman. I probably should do a Sam Hartman video. I got enough to do a Sam Hartman video. I might want to do one here soon. Talk about him. I like Jayden Daniels. I like his mobility and rushing floor. I didn't even talk about that yet. But if you're looking at him for fantasy and redraft this year, good money ball quarterback. There's not many, but if you like to pay down at quarterback in your draft, I think that's a good idea for you if you want to do that. If you're stacking up running backs and wide receivers and you're streaming quarterback, that might be a good idea. Even if he doesn't get the starting job, that just makes him cheaper. You'll figure that one out with the price tag in your league. Dynasty, he's undervalued. He's underpriced. A lot of people have been saying that, though. He's been a good get in Superflex, especially in rookie drafts. If you're in an established league, you may be paying up more than what some other people do in other Superflex leagues, because established leagues, quarterbacks don't get traded. They're held on with a vice grip. You got to pay up for those rookies and hope for the best. Even though there's like almost a 30 to 40% hit rate on first-round quarterbacks. Again, we're not staring at the downside mostly on these players because it's obvious how that would look like, especially with a quarterback. But when you look at a player, you're analyzing them. What would it look like if they won on the field? What would the Commanders have to look like? What would Jayden Daniels have to look like? And how would that course of action to get to that point would have to look like? Because we know what failure looks like for a quarterback. We know what that looks like. Let's not stare at the dark place. So what I see him, and him being productive at the NFL or gelling early, calm, composure, composed, under center, acting like a veteran already. We're already seeing that kind of in these clips. Being aggressive downfield and being accurate. And he is accurate downfield. He's also transitioned from one college program to the other and did very good and was very successful. So that means that there's some ice water in those veins, and he did that at the SEC level. That's a good thing to look at. He slings the rock downfield with accuracy, very quick release. He's got mobility. They keep adding weapons to the offense. They keep getting wide receivers. They get another one or two. They get another big play wide receiver early in the draft, or they pay up in free agency. They keep adding weapons. They keep building to this team. This team's not fully built. This team's not. I'm sure someone's probably already mentioned that. They keep adding to that. And I believe if he hits, it's either this year, next year. I think he at least flashes a little bit this year. If he flashes a little bit this year, I think we know what we got. If he flashes a little bit, like has a couple runs of games where he's looking good. And I know we've had quarterbacks as a rookie flash and then burn out. But he looked good as a freshman, Arizona State. He was on the radar for a lot of folks as a young prospect. And then things got weird. We transferred out. We went to LSU. Off the rip, we started looking good at LSU. And then that next year, last year, we put the clamp on things, was very productive. Accurate downfield. I think a price tag in fantasy is super cheap. Super cheap. I think depending on what happens with the quarterback battle, he may even get cheaper or jump up in price. I think if he wins the job and becomes a starter at week 1 due to that rushing floor / upside, he might jump the gun in price a little bit. People trying to get that rushing production, that might happen. People are going to talk him up. You're going to see a lot of outlets talk him up. No one's really going overboard right now because they don't want to do that and have that to their name if he doesn't completely win the job, especially for redraft. Dynasty, you're just doing it. You're just doing it in Superflex. If it's 1 QB, you're just pulling the trigger on a rookie quarterback when you feel that ick at running back and wide receivers, where you just don't like the wide receivers and running backs, tight ends anymore. The tight end position this year, you'll get the ick pretty quick once Brock Bowers is gone. But once those wide receivers and running backs start to dry up, that's when you go 1 QB. So you may be able to draft them, you may be not. But that's the strategy there, especially if you're in a 1 QB league where you can pick up backup quarterbacks that become starters for a string of games off the waiver wire in season. That's how you're going to play that strategy. So you may be getting them, you may not. But I'm not paying up for quarterbacks in 1 QB, especially if I got 1 or 2. Especially. I'm just not doing that. And if I can pick up random quarterbacks off the waiver wire in season, I am taking my chances at running backs and wide receivers. 2 QB, totally different. Superflex, totally different. What I see out of him is a guy with a lot of potential, and his potential's with his quick release. He's very accurate downfield. I think he's very calm right now. I think he's looking like a vet. He's having a lot of fun out there. And when you're having fun, things are just going to come to you naturally. I like that. I like that a lot. And with what the Commanders did in the draft, although they're not like outstanding pieces, but Sinnott and McCaffrey, they're showing their hand that they're willing to add pieces. But they got a lot of work to do with this depth chart. But still, they're willing to add pieces to help him get better. And they'll probably add more. That's showing their hand that they're going to add more pieces. They got Zach Ertz there also at tight end. You got Austin Eckler. For a rookie quarterback getting drafted high, he's got some good pieces to work with when you look at Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and company on top of the tight ends and running backs. It's not too devastating. I think we got something here. I think we just need to tap into our potential. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One, thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.